Now we arrive in Bolivia, and as always we're gonna look at the data to have some context, and then we go into street view and 360s to see how those people actually live. Now, starting with numbers. Bolivia has a population around 12.5 million people and still rising. Growing rate you can see pretty much on the down trajectory, but it's gonna stay up for a while. 1955, 3.3 million people living in this part of the world with a growing rate of 1.7%. That will be roughly around 53,000 people, and minus 3,000 people in migration. Median age around 19 years old, and one of those nonsense fertility rate 6.2. Urban population around 35%. Fast forward to 2025, the population grew by 4 times almost. 12.5 million people, which is insane in my opinion. 1.3% growing rate. That would be roughly 168,000 people per year. Migration still on minus with minus 3,000. Median age around 25 years old, and fertility rate now much more manageable, 2.5, but still I think a bit too high. Urban population now, they grew double than what used to be in 1955. Now it's 70%. In 2050, they say the population is going to grow even more, around the number of 16 million people, and a growing rate still on plus, around 0.72%. That would be roughly 113,000 people per year growing rate. Migration still on minus, 3,300. Median age around 32 years old. Fertility rate now 2.06, which is kind of a sweet spot, I would say. Urban population around 80%. Life expectancy in Bolivia, it's around 68 years old for both sexes. Now, females, they expect to live around 71 years, and males around 66 years, which in my opinion is pretty good, I would say. Infant mortality rate 30.3, and death at the age of 5, 39.5. I don't think I need to say it. Medical system is pretty much non-existent. Yeah, population grows quite a bit, I would say. I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna cope with that, but let's see some more numbers. That's the flag, in case you're wondering. That's the position. Christianity 92% mostly. Spanish speaking country. What else can we find here? GDP, I might have a different one for GDP. If I don't have those numbers there, I'm gonna go back here. Some male, this is the pyramid, very solid base and still growing, as you can see. Some male surplus population that happened pretty much with almost every single country. By the age of 32, we're gonna have a male surplus. Then we're gonna go in a female surplus. Nothing unusual, I would say. Economy for such a country, it is like this. Nominal in 2024, 48 billion US dollars, and PPP around 131 US billion dollars, which is quite a difference. So 48 billion doesn't seem to be that much. Growing rate, the last time, as we can see, was in 2021 with 2.2%, not that much, I would say. Per capita, only 4,000 in 2024, 4,000 US dollars per capita nominal, which is not enough for nothing, I would say. And PPP around 10,000 US dollars, so clearly not that much. Inflation 3.1 in 2020. I don't think, yeah. In 2017, they say the unemployment is 4%, which is good. A bit old data, but who knows, maybe they actually stabilize around that number, which is not exactly that bad. They export a lot to India, Brazil, and Argentina. They import from Brazil, China, and Chile, mostly. I would say, if you are interested in that data. Me personally, not that much. Corruption, well, it's the same story as the neighboring country, Paraguay. So I expect things are not gonna look that well for them. Population, as you can see, migration, people still, they have pretty much from entire history migration on minus. So things clearly are not going well there. Now with corruption, as Paraguay, probably the same thing is gonna be here. Let's face it. Let's see it. Bolivia, where it is. Bolivia just scores 28 points, at least not significant. They don't go down, they don't go up, but not exactly good news with such a low score. 28 doesn't look good for them. History, well, I don't think we can see too much. It's pretty much, you can see here, Spanish influence, Spanish colony, whatever you want to call it. At some point was Peru there. Look at this map. That's interesting. Yeah, if you are into that stuff, you can look from this side. Now, the main event. Let's see how those people actually live. I am glad we actually have a border, because it's pretty much in the middle of the, not in the middle, but that's a landlocked country, so we're not going to have a sea, a short line, so you can actually see it. They have some mountains here, which is probably going to be pretty good, and hopefully we're going to have, I didn't check, some sort of a 360, but yeah, from what we saw from Paraguay video, it's not going to be that rich in that, but still we have some information, which is good. Now let's see how those people actually live. I'm going to start here in the north. Let's see how the average guy in this village is going to live. 2020, okay, pretty recently I would say. So at least we have something to work with. 5 years, again, it could be better now, who knows. Streets, they have some tarmac. The sidewalk, I don't think it's, but you see, it's working on them, so yeah, I can't say bad things so far about that. They're working, see, they improve things, which is good. Let's see the other one, how they look. So it could be actually pretty decent. Hopefully it's gonna be better than Paraguay, but kind of highly doubt that. A dirt road, not always bad, like I said. I don't have a problem with dirt road as long as it's made pretty good, so you don't pretty much destroy your car every time you drive on that road. Okay, they don't have five covered faces. That's interesting. Okay, this is the road in the middle of nowhere. Probably this, they use it for, yeah, for this drone. Not sure exactly how you're gonna drive here, but somebody clearly did, so okay, good for them. Not having that many 360s, and they have, look at this, the same layout of the city from above, straight roads, no paved roads, a bit jammed together, some of those. Look at this, how close they live to each other, and look how much land they have. Keep in mind, it's a country that the population is still growing, so they didn't stabilize yet. Population is still on the up trajectory, so I would say that could be actually a problem. This is a paved road, which is not that bad actually. So far, I think in the road department, I think it looks better than Paraguay, but we have to see more than that. This is the north of the country, which I believe is not that much populated, as you can see with those 360 and the street views. So probably it's not going to be as rich as we get closer to the south, but the road looks pretty good, and this is 2019. Maybe they make it even better now. So Bolivia is not so bad so far, and I didn't have some high expectations, so maybe I was, yeah, that doesn't work. Maybe I was actually underestimate the country, but let's see it. We are just at the beginning of the video. Now see, that doesn't look that well to me. I don't understand why they have this water feature here. That's a dog. I think that's a duck in the background. House doesn't look that well. This garbage here, it doesn't sit well with me. The garbage here, it's even worse. Road is pretty much a dirt road. Like I said, I don't have a problem as long as it doesn't rain, and it seems like the day before that was raining here. You're gonna see that poverty no matter what you're trying to, how much you're trying to hide it, I guess. They have the same urban planning, which I'm not a big fan. As I can see, they're jammed together. But again, it's a country that rising in population is not one of those countries that actually going down or stabilize it to start thinking different, let's say. Uruguay has a good opportunity in that department, I would say. Here, wow, look at this. It looks like a track to me. Maybe it's a dirt bike track. Yeah, look at this. Probably that's exactly what it is. And it's pretty nice. Look at this. Cars, this is 2021, and they seems to have actually expensive cars, so probably having that many people leaving the country to work outside, probably is going to be the same story. They're going to come back and they're going to spend the money inside the country, which it's a way to jumpstart an economy, but not a very efficient way on the long term, I would say. What else we have here? New construction, or who knows, by the European standard, it's going to be a new one, but I saw a lot of houses here in this region that they don't finish it, so they can live like that for decades. So I can say it's actually new construction. What else can we find? See, those people actually have the right amount of the land. This is square. Should be one. This land should be for one person, for one house only, like that. Not what they're doing here, just pretty much jamming together a lot of people. But again, population is still rising, so they're probably don't know where exactly gonna land in the population department, but they still have a lot of land. I don't think that's a problem, but hey, I guess it is what it is. A lot of cows here. That looks like a snake to me for a second. What are those white cows? Oof. Not a beef there. A pickup truck here. They have some water here, 100%. Yeah, it's something. Let's see someone else. It's pretty much, I don't think it's a flat country here. I have to say they have that mountains there. We're gonna check that in a second. The elevation is around 500 meters here, which is not exactly that small, I would say. Let's go here in the south part of the country, deep south, let's call it. Let's see how those people live here. Again, not that many information, not that many 360, not that many street views, but at least we still have something. That's almost 800, almost 100,000 meters here. It is pretty high elevation country. Having, oh, look at this, it is actually pretty high elevation. Let's check here in the mountains. They have some roads. Hopefully there's gonna be a good ones. Yeah, no paved roads. This is 2020 and the elevation is 2,000 meters. So yeah, maybe not that many people live here. So it wasn't exactly a need for a paved road, but still. Again, it's a small economy. How much can I look at this? When they have a road, this is almost again 2,000 meters. It's pretty good. It is actually a pretty good road. This is farming something here. I'm not sure exactly what, but looks like they're farming something. I like, oh, this is probably going to be like a salt lake or something like that. Ooh, yeah, it looks nice. I mean, yeah, I like it. And this is 3,600 meters. Ooh, I keep forgetting how high elevation countries in here in South America really are. It looks nice. I'm not sure exactly how big this lake, but we can measure it actually. Let me just for a second. This is from 2018. Again, the same elevation, very high elevation. Just a quick measurement for my purpose here. This is around 130 kilometers, and let's go this way. This is around 110 kilometers, so around that mark. Pretty big, you know. Definitely need a car. Fortunately, it probably is the smoothest road you're gonna drive. But yeah, maybe we should pave all the road with salt. It looks nice. I like it. That's a nice trip there in Bolivia. Unfortunately, that corruption is gonna put a break on a vacation, I would say. Don't have the border anymore. Now we have the border. Okay. See, that's the problem. When you have corruption, it's always a bad thing to start anything in these countries. But hopefully they're gonna improve on that now. Again, almost 4,000 meters elevation, huge one, and they still have some vegetation here. Pretty nice, especially for those that are passionate about off-roading and driving to the end of the world. It is pretty nice. Oh, they have a lake here. Let me check this one. Yeah, landscape wise, pretty nice, especially here in the west part of the country. Oh my god, that's a horrible 360. I don't know who'd make that, but should delete that one. We have a pool here. Okay, some rich person here. Ooh, this guy no, it's a boat. I thought it's a pole. No, it's a boat. I thought it's gonna put that pool almost to the edge of the lake. The roads here 2020, not so bad. Probably a bit of garbage here. I don't like it, but yeah, the road not impeccable, but still it could be worse. Pretty decent. Yeah, pretty decent. What is the capital of Bolivia? Let me check again quick. La Paz, northwest there. Ooh, right there in that salt lake, in that mountains. Probably this one, something like that. I'm not sure. Or this one. What else can we see? Let's see these ones. Ooh, look at this. In 3D picture, it looks even interesting. 3,700 meters elevation. Roads very nice in here. Probably one of those concrete one. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a nice place to drive a car here. It's just not all the roads are made it equal, but some of them they are more equal than others. Looks pretty good. better already than Paraguay, but they kind of get help from the, you know, the landscape. It is what it is. But yeah, poverty, it's still there, and the fact that they have a growing population, that's what worries me the most. I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna cope with that, because 4,000 per capita in nominal, it's gonna look like this. Yeah, roads here, pretty interesting choice going with this one. This is pretty much a choice, I would say, for a pedestrian road, not a road that I will not choose the types of pavement for a car road, but okay. This one is some sort of the market here. People came here and sell their goods. This is from 2015, so 10 years ago. Maybe the improvement by now, but yeah, the housing not so well. Not a big fan of that. Cars for 2015, pretty good. Those are expensive ones. They're actually brand new back then. Again, the same Volkswagen. Ooh, I like it. Yeah, not so bad. Probably, yeah, but it's gonna be the same story. They're gonna go same error as always. They're gonna go to working outside the country, and then they're gonna send the money back. Again, a lot of problems with this Google. I hate it, but yeah, I just select that. Okay, back in business. Let's check this one. I think that's La Paz. Ooh, look at this for a second. Huge population. Look at the population. You can see it from the satellite. 12 million people, and still rising, with 4,000 per capita. I understand religion. I understand culture, but come on. You have to think. Yeah, same building. It's maybe, I don't know, maybe it's culture to just do not isolate your house, do not make it weatherproof, whatever. Maybe they don't have a problem with heating bills. I have, because here, like 4,000 meters, I bet they're gonna get really cold, and it's a very high elevation country. It's a very high elevation capital. I think that's La Paz right there. No? Yeah, it is right there. Yeah, and look at this. They're just pretty much on platform here, and then here is living in the valley. They don't have that great of condition of living, but it amazed me how much. Look at this from the satellite, for just for 12 million people, and not the 12 million people in the La Paz. Clearly, it's much less here. What is the population in La Paz? Let me see. Yeah, it's just this part. Okay, but it's pretty much, you can understand. I am curious about the population. Elevation 360. Only 300,000. Okay, with probably population of other around 750,000 people. And look at this, how it looks. Huge. You're not gonna think that actually those are, I don't know how many houses can be for this population. Like, just say half of that. Let's say a bit more than, not even half. I don't think there are 400,000 houses here, and this is how it looks. I thought it's gonna look much smaller, but clearly 400,000 houses, I believe, they are in this region. Let's say 500,000 houses. It covers a tremendous amount of space. Yeah, it just doesn't look well. I don't know. Again, no isolation on the house. They just leave it like that. Again, probably the heating bill is gonna be tremendous. I'm not sure exactly how they heat their homes. Let me see. They have some chimneys or something. Probably they're using wood, I guess. I'm not sure if they're using gas or petrol or whatever they're using here, but it does not seem that well. Probably they're using something cheap. But yeah, it does not look good, I have to say. It does not look good as much as we're trying to say it. Oh, they have a stadium here. Let's see this one. Yeah, and then, oh my god, look at this from above. And the stadium looks nice, I like it. But look at this, how many houses you think there are here? And by the way, any one of those apartments, I think it's counted as a house, because technically we're talking about people. They have, let's say they have 1 million people here. They say they have only 300. La Paz has a population around 755 in 2024. Nuestra Senora de La Paz. What is the Nuestra Senora? I'm going a different direction here. De La Paz. Yeah, probably is the whole district. I'm not sure. La Paz, Bolivia. Maybe there are more than that. City of La Paz, 250. Municipality, 300. Metropolitan area, 2.2 million. Okay, let's go with 2.2 million, the highest number. Let's go with like 2.2 million people. It's not like everyone is gonna live alone in one house. So even if you put like just 1 million homes, which is not 1 million homes, it's much less than that. Probably, like I said, 500,000 in the whole region. And an apartment here, it's one. We have like 100 apartments, 100 homes here. It's insane, in my opinion, how much space those houses actually take. I mean, look at this. It's insane. Look at this. How much is even here? And clearly from above, they don't look they're living in a great condition. They only choose to go with the street views for the main roads. And from the main road, things are not looking great for those people. And it's a 4,000 meter elevation city, for God's sake. 4,000 meters. Whew. That is probably the highest elevation city that I make on this channel. The highest. Let me check those mountains really quick, because I want to just go away from that very insane populated area and see something nice. That's nice. I like it. This is how much? Almost 5,000 meters, but it's nice here. Look at this. That's life right here. That's joyful. That's nice. That's nature. That's how you're supposed to live. This right here, go randomly. I don't even know what I click for, just randomly. That here, for me, it does not look like a nice life, not even close. It's just no thank you. You might have some depression after you finish this video. Yeah, it's just a lot of garbage here. Those fences, a lot of money. They have those bricks very cheap because they use it at everything. It doesn't look good for them, and still, for whatever reason, those people choose to still multiply themselves for whatever reason. Oh, that's an interesting urban scenario here. How about that? Here we have some straight lines, and here we have those clearly an urban code here. Obviously, it's not just randomly here. It was maintained to do exactly like this. It is more efficient, it looks better, but still very jammed together. Too many people in the same area. If they have, let's say, this one in half, and this is for one person, this is for one person, and a lot of trees, now we can talking. That it could be a good idea. But like this, with that many, in such a small place, no thank you. And also, no fancy. Look how much money you can, materials, money, resource, time, labor you have to spend just making that fence. And I don't think it's worth it. Now, again, I talk about trees and we are at around 4,000 meters. I have to keep saying, remind me that, yeah, at this altitude, I don't think you're gonna have that many trees. So you might actually want to go lower. But it's not, I mean, look at this. It's not something that you're gonna enjoy living in an area like this with no green, no nothing, just concrete buildings and some grass each and there. It's just, no, it's not a joyful place to live your life. And the problem is, I don't understand, is this one. It's this one right here. It's this one. It's this one. This one. That's the problem that I have. I don't understand why. Why? If you live like in a best place on earth, then I can understand it. Then yeah, I'm not judging you for anything. If you live like, no, like in New Zealand, all power to you. But like this here, Why would you do that? This is 2015, but the roads, I mean, the roads looks pretty nice. Yeah, again, I'm not gonna pick on these grass, but again, we are like almost 4,000 meters. I'm not exactly know what vegetation can you grow at this altitude. They have some trees here, so there's clearly actually a potential to have more of those and look better. So yeah, maybe you can actually improve. They seems to have some species of trees that grows at this high elevation. So why not plant more to look nice? Yeah, we're gonna stay a bit in this area because it's a lot. This is the main one. But this road actually is pretty good. This is 2015. Whew. And they have those trees. See, they can make some landscape changes. Oh, look at this green. That's nice. Those cables again. It's typical South American. I would say, yeah, a lot of cars on the street. I don't like it. Just keep it in your own yard. It looks like you have space. And look how they have to. You're gonna miss a mirror at some point if you park outside. I have to say it. Look at those cables. Just follow one of those and go home. Maybe you can find it. This is still 3,000 meters elevation. Quite a lot. Huge buildings here. I mean, it is a small economy. Like, I just remember something. They have like 48 US billion nominal GDP. There are billionaires that have more than that. I mean, Elon Musk has 10 times more than that. Yeah, it just kind of tell you a story. And it's per year. Yeah, it's an economy. I have no idea what happened with the road here. But it does not look good. Probably this is the highway. And still at 4,000 meters. Oof, can you imagine working in a place like this? If that right there is 4,000 meters in a valley, how much is it here? 4,173 meters. Okay. Yeah, it just doesn't look good. It just La Paz doesn't look good. And again, if you the first video that you watch, I always go randomly on the map. I don't choose spot. Look at this. See, I just click one and see exactly what is there. A lot of people can accuse me that, oh, you're gonna go check only the bad stuff, you don't check the good stuff. Well, that's not the point. The point is to go randomly on the map and shows how the average place in this country looks like. You know, this city, for example. It looks like you can go for the good places on the bad one at the same time. See, so it's like you eliminate the worst, eliminate the best, and get the average and see exactly how those people live. And this is kind of what we're trying to do. I have no idea what's happening here. It's probably again one of those marketplaces. I like this one. Looks pretty decent. Don't understand the purpose of those, but feels like wasted money to me. Those garbage here. No, thank you. I like those bus. Where they gone? Garbage here again, and this is 2015. They got a new one here? No, it's the same year. Yeah, those buses. Kind of like it. Those buildings, the way they build. Not great. Not great, I have to say. Not great at all. I mean, it's a poor country, corrupt, as we saw in the corruption index. How much can you do? The problem again that don't understand is that growing the population. That's the things that bothers me. Otherwise, it could be understandable at some point. Say the population realize that, okay, we are too many, we're living in a corrupt country, it's not gonna get better, especially if we are more. So let's make the responsible thing and at least have just one kid. Okay, I don't ask you to not having any kids, just reduce it. Looks nice in here, except those, probably those three. Yeah, those trees looks like they have a disease, I guess. I'm not sure, but also it looks like they kind of burn the ground. Or maybe, okay, is that disease? And they clearly plant. Somebody is sleeping here, or is dead? I'm not sure. They clearly plant something here. I hope they don't chop the forest for farming land, but who knows. Okay, doesn't matter here. It looks nice. Landscape, yeah, landscape is nice. Country like this in South America, it is nice. And countries like we check with, let's say Paraguay and I forgot the name of that one, Uruguay. Even they living on a flat land, flat land. Oh, that's a huge city too. What city is this one? They seem, for example, Cochabamba, weird name. They seems, oh, that's a interesting way. They seems to, for example, for the Uruguay, seems to do a much better job even with the flat land to improve those, make actually a nice place to live. When you compare Paraguay with Uruguay, you already know which one goes on top. So yeah, for a place like Bolivia, when they actually have the advantage of the landscape, which is very nice, with that salt lake, with the mountains, with the forest, it's easy. You can do a much better job, but unfortunately it doesn't look like that. Population is still pretty high and it's not going to be easy to manage. I think anything that's why I make that map. Anything over 10 million people is going to be tough to manage. Sometimes even more than 1 million, depends on the country. Bolivia it's pretty much a huge country. For 12 million people, there's definitely a lot of land. But again, that corruption and the fact that population is still growing with so little resources in a way, and look how they treat their land, the same, those garbage bins, whatever it is, can understand that. Infrastructure in some area, the roads, it seems to be pretty good. And this house, it's a bit weird, the entrance, but at least they put some money into it. So clearly some people, as always, wherever we go on those planets, they're gonna do pretty well. As this guy, look at this one is doing pretty well with a house like this. See, I don't see those exposed bricks. They isolate the house pretty well, so they know they're living at 412 meters, so not that high, and have a better insulation of the house. They insulate the house. I know, isolate it. They insulate the house pretty well. This is a park, I think, with a lake. Again, those fences, a lot of wasted money, and it doesn't look great. That's a lot of wasted money, in my opinion. Oh, maybe it's just me. Let's see the shape of the, look at this. Looks like an entire stadium. Pretty interesting. Let's see this one, and keep in mind all those street views that we see, it seems to be from 2015, so probably they improved by now. I have to say that too, because this is it's not okay. Hopefully it's gonna be a paved road here. Let me check. It's a paved road. Yeah, see, now it's a paved road here. You can see from the satellite, so they improve it. Clearly they spend some money on the population, so it's good. But still kind of tells you a story about how things are going here. And it does not look that amazing, let's call it like that. A lot of people, 12 million people, and they're not one person per house. Keep in mind, there are probably at least two, not even more than two. And you're still gonna occupy so much land just for houses, and they're not even nice houses, as you can see. Yeah, it's just not nice, not appealing. And this is 2019, just before pandemic, and oh boy, it doesn't look that well. I mean, look at this. For example, you're living on this street. I don't like those garbage. Again, 2015, okay, maybe they improve it, good for them, but it doesn't set well with me. It's just, there's definitely much better places to live. They have access to the same information as everyone else. They can see how other countries choose to build, how to spread the population around, build differently. This house, see, is pretty good. That's pretty nice. Those barbed wires right here, that just show me they have a problem with the crime rate in this country. Yeah, I don't like this garbage here. Just no, thank you. This one looks pretty nice. See, somebody actually take care of their what's happening in front of their yards. Some people on that or some street they're doing pretty well, and that those whatever devices are probably for not going inside, and those barbed wires here. I mean, who wants to live in a house and you have to put on your fence all those barbed wires? It tells a story, and the story is there is a lot of crime in the area. See, have those spikes here to prevent somebody climbing the fence. CM, okay, pretty good. Those paved roads, concrete roads, pretty good. I mean, do you remember the island that we see at the beginning of the video of Chile? That was nice. See, you can build that too. 2015 again. I wish the Google gonna go there and make another street view so you can actually see them, improve them, see the improvement that they made, because clearly they make some improvements. I truly believe that. That's a pretty much a new car from 2015. Yeah, probably it's gonna be the same story. A lot of people just go outside to work. I have no idea what happened here, and just spend the money in the country. Probably they have much more purchasing power, especially if you came there with the US dollars. Oh yeah, baby. US dollars, the mighty dollar. Again, barbed wire here tells a lot. It tells you a lot. Probably they put some more there. Yeah, it's not a very safe country, I would say. But look at this. Some people make a nice living and make a nice place decent place to live. Not a nice, a bit stretchy. A decent place to live. See, that looks pretty huge. What is going on in here? Oh, they build an apartment building. Oh yeah, now I understand it. Same those bricks, they love it. They are a bit different than European one. Europeans one are much better, and those spaces between them are much smaller and they're round. Usually, round or I don't know, some lines in them. Whew, let's go in some other area. Let's go. Okay, in the city we kind of see the story. What is going on here? Oh, that's a park or something like that. Yeah. In a city we kind of know the story by now, so I am more curious in those mountains areas, in those countryside, how things are going. Almost 4,000 meters. Look at how nice it is here. And again, I don't mind by this cable in those open spaces, because yeah, you're not gonna bury that much here. I can understand it, but in urban areas, no thank you. That is not acceptable. Here the road for 2015, not so bad, I have to say. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, I like it. See, if you want to make a vacation in this country, I would suggest to stay away from the cities and just enjoying the landscape of those countryside. It looks 10 times better, and it's not that much impressive. I mean, nothing you can see in the cities. You came in this country for the landscape, for that salt lake, for the mountains, you have a lot to see, I would say. Just look at this. Stay away from, let me go clean a bit. Where is the border? Right there. Okay, let's go. It's a huge country actually. This is the flat lines, and then we go in the mountains. Here they have that salt lake. Where is the line? Right there. Unfortunately for them, Chile doesn't give them an opening to the sea. But yeah, it's a landlocked country. It is what it is. Ooh, let's check this one. What's happening here? There are some people living there? Oh no, it's just probably some farmers. Oh, I like those. See, that's a even better fence or whatever they use it. Ooh, that's nice. And this is 2015 again. Probably not that much changed in this area, but looks pretty nice. And somebody bothered to go there and make all those street views. Whew. Yeah, it looks nice. I like it. Really like the countryside. It's worth it. 100% is worth it. The countryside. The city, like I said, I would stay away from the city. Just nothing. I didn't see something wow there. Usually it's not that much in the cities, in any cities, but in this city like this, is just no thank you. This one is like 5,000 meters elevation above the sea level, and that's a view. That's a view you can actually take at home. This is June, I think. Yeah, June 2023 was, oh, pretty recently. So at least it's in the summer, but it's the southern hemisphere, so not sure exactly how much summer it is there. Probably it's closer to equator, so it's not that much difference. Here it's 2022. Okay, pretty recently at almost 4,000 meter elevation. Not that much happening here. It's a small town, small city at a high elevation with probably not that much opportunities. Keep in mind, people choose to live outside, to migrate outside the country for quite a while now, so they have some experience in that department. I would say, yeah, road here is pretty good. Outside the cities, the main ones, and even the small ones, things are not looking so bad. Usually in country like this, that's the place you wanna visit. Probably even the crime rate is very low here compared with that barbed wire that we saw on those fences. Look at this, just people just enjoying the life here at 4,000 meters elevation above the sea level. Probably they have some trouble breathing, but they're being locals, I don't think they have that problem. Ooh, let's check this one. I don't think we checked the east part of the country. Let's for a purpose. Oh, that's pretty nice. That's actually very nice. Look at this water, the bridge. See, they have some nice places here. Actually, genuinely nice place. Okay, the housing department not so well, but that's pretty nice. They have some construction and a small village with, looking from the above. Oh, we have here some 360. Oh, I want to check that one there. Probably it's better. Oh yeah, it's a nice clear water. Look how clear it is. And it's not that high elevation. I assume it's gonna be a warm, nice warm water. River, lake, whatever it is, to just take a bath, and not even that high. Oh, somebody has a pool there. Somebody is rich there. Or maybe it's a resort or a hotel or something like that. You can actually spend their money here. See, could be that. Looks pretty nice, but I think it's not much you can see just that river. You can just go there for a river. In the west part of the country, yeah, much better. Here, they have those paved roads in a weird way. Again, I can understand it. 600 meters elevation, pretty high, but looks pretty nice. Also, it's a small town compared with what we saw. See, very small town in the middle of nowhere. They have a trail here. Ooh, it's actually pretty high. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how those people do for their living here. It seems like very isolated, but seems to do pretty well actually. Not a bad house. Not a bad house at all. Yeah. They have some nice greens. Again, a bit jammed together, but at least they have more trees here. Where else can we see? Let's see the center here. Did we see that? I don't remember. Ooh, something. Probably it's a school here or something like that. Ooh. Or probably from the Spanish influence that they have. Again, those cables. What is that on the cable? Probably birds make their nest, or what is that? I'm not sure. Again, this fence, what's the point? That's wasted money. Or they have a park here or something. What elevation we are? Around 500 meters. Okay, not that high. This is 2015. Those are actually brand new cars for 2015. So, yeah, they seems to have money, which I can see how. What else? This is 826 meters in 2021. They have some solar panels here. They have one of those buildings. They have an ATV here. Some of them doing pretty well. So yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that 4,000 per capita, but Again, I have my I have my theory. Oh, they have this lake. Let's check this one, if they allow us to check them. Come on. I have to go like that to just the stupid bug here. From above, it's a covered pool here. Housing. Pretty interesting architecture. Road, not so much. Almost 4,000 meters. Okay. Oh, they have more civilization here. Oh, that's a nice, whatever that is. Looks like a gate or something like that. From old times. Yeah, that harbor doesn't look that well, but let's check the road here. Probably the road is pretty good, so yeah, it is pretty good. 2015, pretty good. Housing. Whoa, not even close. And they have a lake here, see? Hopefully I didn't find the rich people how they live. Those that we see and living better, I hope they're not exactly the rich one, because they're not exactly that much better. In a housing department, okay, they're better. I have to say that it is better, but still having those barbed wires just doesn't do that well. Again, landscape, absolute top notch. Just great landscapes. For a vacation in countryside, you could be set here. You could be actually pretty nice. It is better than Paraguay, I would say, but only because they have the landscape. In the cities, no, not so much. And light years away from Uruguay and Chile. Phew, not even close. See, I want to go there. I have to go on the other side. Not exactly a paved road, I guess, but still pretty good, see? Yeah, landscape-wise, pretty nice. Bolivia, what can we say for Bolivia? Oh, those are actually some high mountains here. Fortunately, nobody bothered to go at 360 there, and the elevation is almost 6,000 meters, almost. Ooh, pretty high. And here it's around how much? And that close to the mountains. It's like 500. Oh, that's pretty nice. 1,400 meters. Oh, I like it. See, I like it. Those people are gonna have a much better life than those that are living in a city, in a big ones. Those, I don't think it's from that when they put that 360, but yeah, probably the people in the countryside, they're gonna adjust. Probably those people in the countryside is gonna be the one that live the first, because this is how it happened. Usually those in a city, they have a bit more opportunities to make more money, and they usually choose to stay. Those in a countryside, when clearly they're not gonna have that much, in the end they're gonna do better, because they're gonna go outside and make even more money than those people that make in a cities. Most of them, they are a country with 12.5 million people and rising, first of all, and it might seem not that much from other, let's say, Western country in the Europe, but still, it's a huge population for that economy. For the land, yeah, it can be much more, but clearly they cannot handle much more. This one again, pretty nice, 306,000 meters elevation, 2015, decent roads, good roads, not decent, good roads. Yeah, and that salt lake here, I really like it. Oh, look how many those 360 were there. Look at this, just absolutely immaculate. Love it. Just have a table here, just have dinner. Yeah, they vacation in Bolivia in a countryside, absolutely, especially in this. So I don't think the other country that have the salt lake like that. No, they are the only one, I think. Or maybe Chile, they have something around here. Let me check this one real quick. They don't have a 360. Or I cannot find one. Now let's just go on the highway. Probably the concrete is gonna be. Oh, here they don't have the 360 phone. Yeah, not exactly. There is a salt, I think, this one. Not exactly like that one, but look at this. Those are brand new roads and they're gonna look amazing. Let's see if we can actually go one. I don't think. And this is 2012. Okay, a long time ago. That's why we don't have it. Okay, they have something like a salt lake, but not exactly. So if you want the real experience, now we go into Chile. No, if you have to go to Bolivia, I guess. Okay, maybe this one. I'm trying to sell it on the Chile more, but yeah, no, you have to go to Bolivia for that real experience. Here is pretty nice here to get Chile, very nice and very safe. Here, if you want to see that lake, you have to go to Bolivia, and I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. If you see Chile, definitely it's worth going to Bolivia here to see it. Yeah, that's actually a good excuse to travel to Bolivia. But look at this. Anything else? I would say not so much. It's just especially the cities, I don't see them that appealing. The only cities that we can actually see that are like New York and European ones, maybe Tokyo, and that's it. I don't think Moscow also is nice. City like that, rich history, nice architecture. Paris, London, if you don't get mugged there or shot, who knows, or stabbed, actually, it's London. Those are actually nice places to live, to visit. Otherwise, no, I don't think I will be more interested in a city than an actually landscape, because that's the country. If you think so, that's exactly what you want to see, the landscape of the country. Usually countries, even right now, didn't figure it out how to build a great, absolutely great city from start to bottom. It's just they have nice areas when they attract people, and then, as we can see in these videos, when you dive deeper, not so nice. It doesn't look that well. I mean, look at this garbage on the floor, on the ground. Yeah, this is a nice architecture. Maybe a small town is gonna satisfy you a bit, I would say, but something like La Paz, something big like that, no, not for me, and I don't believe it's a waste of money and time when you can spend that money and time visiting the countryside with actually the things that looks pretty nice, that is gonna be much more joyful. See, those people actually, they are in an expedition here. That, I think, it's worth it. Can you imagine stay in a place like this at night and see there is no actually light from the cities, and actually see, especially even from the South Lake, and see the night sky, the stars? That's worth doing. I would rather do that than I would actually stay in a hotel like this, a very dimensional one, and also probably it's gonna be cheap, but with some good amenities, than visiting La Paz or a big city in this country or in this region. Actually, it feels to me like wasted money when you can actually do some actually nice stuff. See, even this train is more attractive to me. 4,000 meters, wow. And the car's still running. If you can believe it, it's still running. Yeah, I think that's the video about Bolivia. Nice countries to visit outside the cities. Living here in the future with the growing population and the corruption, and based on what we see, how they build, I mean, look, randomly on the map, let's see what they can offer. No idea what they say, but doesn't look great, and I can recognize it. That's a communist, which is not great. By the way, it's a lie. It doesn't look good. It's just, look at this. It's just the roads, yeah, they're pretty good, but I don't like it. Just there, a tree in the middle of the road. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, again, much better in the countryside. So yeah, I guess that's Bolivia, a landlocked country with a growing population and high corruption. Cities not doing so well. Countryside and this, especially this Salt Lake, it is worth visiting. Probably that's the main attraction of the country, and it's worth it. As you can see, I would rather spend a week in this area of the country, right here in those, see the lake, see the mountains, the lake, the Salt Lake, the mountains, even here a bit. Let's say they want to see this landscape or whatever, it's worth it here. Let's see randomly again, maybe it's something interesting, maybe it's not. Maybe that waterfall, that was nice. See, no idea what is happening here. Probably some mining or stuff like that. That could be a much better week spent in Bolivia than just spending like 1 or 2 days in a city, then visit some whatever flat land area they have here, and just spending just 1 or 2 days here in the actually nice one. Camp here, watch the stars at night, and probably you're gonna have a really nice vacation, I would say, and probably on the cheap side, because should be at least cheaper, especially if you don't know, take your tent and have the full experience. Just a week. Yeah, I guess that's the video. Check the other videos that I make in the region, and comment if you live in Bolivia and watch this video, how things are working there, are looking there. Did you see an improvement? Did you not? How you see the future? And yeah, comment so everyone else can read that comment, including me. So check the other videos, yeah, and see you next time.